Good morning. It's Mark at Top Local Lead Generation. We're here with Mr. Bernie Pawlik of Pawlik Automotive. They're 14 times winners, as voted by their customers, winners of Best Auto Repair in Vancouver. How are you doing today, Bernie?
Doing really well.
So I guess we're going to talk about some broken motor mounts on a 2006 Acura TL. And this is a bit of an interesting repair. What can you tell us about it?
Well, thanks, Mark. Yeah, it is. It is very interesting. I'll just pull up a picture of our featured car here, if the technology is going to work. Good. Yeah. So here's our 2006 Acura TL, nice-looking four-door luxury sedan, and so our customer brought this vehicle in, called us up, said we've got some broken engine mounts we need replaced. So we pulled the vehicle into the shop, and excuse me for 1 second here. Pulled the vehicle into the shop, and inspected it and found, yes, the engine was clearly rocking around. It made quite a horrible noise when you put it into shifted from park into reverse. It would or into drive. There was a very extremely loud bang in the engine compartment. So we pulled it apart, and what's really unique about this job is there's 6 engine mounts, which is unusual in that most cars have 3 or 4. This Acura has 6 just to hold everything in place. All of them were broken, like broken completely apart. Never seen anything like that before. It's quite amazing.
So wouldn't the driver have noticed something when they were driving the car?
Well, as I mentioned, yes, for sure. I mean, we noticed the banging between gears, and there's a lot of vibration. But before all these mounts broke, there's got to have been some kind of vibration or shake. Even one broken engine mount usually results in some kind of strange feeling in the car, like you put the car into drive, or maybe you'd accelerate, you hear a little thump, or you'd feel just a shudder and vibration in the vehicle. And this, so there's definitely something noticeable, and how it got to the point of all of them being broken is just quite interesting.
So what do these engine mounts look like?
Well, I'll have a look at. I'll show you some of the mounts here. I've got a few pictures to share. Now here is, if you can see this.
Yep.
There's a picture. These are the 6 engine and transmission mounts all laid out. The engine mounts are on the right-hand side. They're the larger mounts, and the transmission mounts are on the left. Now, these are all kind of put together like they would be normally. What I'll show you in the next picture, if that's come up.
Yep.
These are the mounts, actually, how they were all broken apart. The sections, you can see they're all in 2 pieces. They're basically, engine mounts are essentially they have metal ends. One end attaches to the engine, the other end attaches to the frame of the vehicle, and there's a rubber cushioning in between. And basically the rubber it's the vulnerable part. The rubber is basically torn apart in each one of these mounts. If you also notice the mount on the top of the picture has a metal piece in the bottom. That mount actually is oil filled. They use oil cushioning to actually smooth the engine vibrations out as well. So this mount, that's a little bit of an extra special mount. A couple other views of engine mounts here. This is the right-hand side engine mount where it's all kind of put together. You can see the metal piece stuck into the rubber, and this picture shows the mount broken apart, and you can see little metal filings inside inside the hole there. I mean, this thing has been rubbing and shaking and vibrating for an awful long time. So those are the pictures of all the mounts. Definitely not a good situation for sure.
So what was the outcome? What, you just changed the engine mounts?
Yeah, we fortunately, having broken engine mounts is a pretty serious concern, because the engine is under there's an incredible amount of power, and the engine can jump around in the engine compartment when the mounts are broken. So there's a lot of things that can get damaged. Wires can be ripped out, hoses can be torn apart. The engine could actually, under certain, you could hit the hood or some, there's a number of things that can happen. And fortunately for the owner of this vehicle, nothing else happened. We changed the mounts, and it all fixed itself up. The car was nice and smooth to drive afterwards. You put it in drive, there's no bangs or clunks. So This is definitely not something you want your car to do. I mean, if you notice shakes and vibrations, that's a good time to get your car in to get looked at and assess what it is before things get to this particular situation.
So was this a case really of there was a failure in one of the mounts and it just cascaded from there? The engine was shaking more, they didn't kind of pay any attention to it, and it just got worse and worse and kept breaking more mounts? Is that probably what happened?
I would say so. I never like to blame drivers, but I'm not sure if this person just, every time they rev the engine up and put it into drive or reverse, or, at every stoplight, they just put their foot to the floor to accelerate. I mean, it's possible, because there's got to be some incredible amount of strain that would cause that. But I just like you said, Mark, I think, initially one mount broke, they didn't fix it, then another one, then another one, then another one. So that's all I can conclude, but don't let your mounts get like that, because it could certainly cost you a lot of extra money.
So I've been talking with Mr. Bernie Pawlik of Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, BC. You can reach them at their excellent website, pawlikautomotive.com, or give them a call to book 604-327-7112. They're a little busy right now because they're just expanding, doubling the size of their shop. We're excited to see the progress in that. So thanks a lot, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
You bet. Bye.